Hello, everyone, and welcome to Design in the Dark. This is a new show that is going to be a fun time, I think, for us here on Adobe Live. Here's the premise. Let me set it up. Actually, let's introduce our artist first. Hello, Logan. Go ahead, say hi to everybody.
Hello.
Tell us about you, who you are.
I am a illustrator designer who is currently half of Clade Design, and we did a very brief prompt of this thing. I'm very excited to come up with some wacky ideas.
Yes, so here is the premise of the show for all of you that are just joining us. I will be the art director on a project, and I have received the creative brief from the client. I'm working with Logan here over the next hour to create a product. The thing is, Logan can at no point know the creative brief. And while he's working, I won't be able to see his screen. So we are going to be coaching and working on verbal communication and collaboration to create a finalized piece. While we get into it, you'll be able to see both my screen above me and Logan's screen above him while I sketch out my idea and while he creates the final product. So it's going to be a very fun time, and I have all of my monitors covered, so in no way can I see any of his screen. He is not reading the chat. He is not in there, so he cannot see anything as well. And chat, feel free to give me clues to try to help me better communicate what's happening. If I'm talking about something in the brief that you know, and you know that Logan is off base, let me know so I can help correct that. So we're going to work collaboratively here on Design in the Dark. I am so insanely excited for this show. So hello, some familiar faces. Jerry, Diago, hello, Sam Peterson, and hey Paco, what's up? Let's hop in and chat. This is going to be, you're going to be super involved, and yes, it's going to be fun. Let's go ahead and hop right in with our brief. Logan,
Yes.
can you please remove your headphones so you cannot hear us discussing the creative brief?
I'll allow it. You
All
got to
right.
give me the signal thing,
I will
though.
signal you back in when we're ready to go.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. All right, guys. So it is just me, and we're going over to our brief. Logan is in a sealed room with nothing to hear. So he can't hear us. He doesn't know this brief. So I'm going to read through it so that we have an idea of what we're working on. All right. I'm going to look over on my monitor so we can read this right. Design in the Dark. Oh, this is what the show is. Design in the Dark is where the artist doesn't know the brief and I can't see their screen. So here's our client for today. As a new record label that is bringing on the hottest new pop talent, they're trying to expand their market to a younger audience. So the style that we want it to be edgy pop. So edgy pop, think like Chromatica, right? Lady Gaga. And we want it to have that kind of feel. It's rebellious, a little bit of punk, but almost like bubblegum punk. We want a little anime kind of vibe, but not too stylized in that style. And the asset that we're making today is an album cover. So we'll be making an album cover for our friend at this record label. It's a new artist, and that needs to feature the name of the band or the artist as well as the record label. And Logan is going to be coming up with those. He doesn't know yet, but as a Mad Lib for this challenge. So let's bring him back on and give him the signal. All right, we're ready. All right, we are here and we are ready. Logan, are you ready to design in the dark?
I am. Good thing I can read all your lips.
There we go. Yep, all of my lips. So let me go ahead and grab my iPad here, and I will be sketching alongside Logan so that you guys can see the before and after, or more so just the differences in our styles. I have my screen so that I can see what I'm doing, but I cannot see what Logan is doing. And to start out, Logan, we're going to start just on your screen, and we are actually going to need you to make an artboard that's a square.
Okay.
Starting out with a square, we can do like a 1080 by 1080 just for these purposes. We could do it bigger, but I think that we would end up like it would slow down the process and maybe processing would get weird. So just
I'm into that processing getting weird.
I know. So 1080 by 1080, be easy. Will be perfect for Instagram. So we're going to start with 1080, and here's kind of the overarching. Do you want like an overarching vibe? What would be helpful for you for art direction?
I mean, I think so. Also, as the art director, it depends. Like today, do you want to try one thing, then tomorrow we could try another thing?
Yes, so they're going to be completely separate, but kind of related. Is the takeaway here? So let's start with this. So as far as color palette goes, just to keep in your mind, we'll go back and do color at the end. The color palette that we're going to start out with are kind of maybe some soft kind of purples. So soft kind of purples, and then maybe some like pinks, and then maybe some light kind of mid-tone blues. Are the colors that we're going to work with. We're going to work with kind of overlapping those, playing with interactions on those. Much like the style of your work, right? We see like kind of how they interact and you multiply sometimes. We're going to work with that idea. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get started with the basic shapes. We're going to have this be very, have a little bit of depth, but be also very, momentum-y, angle-y, I guess. So let's start out by drawing horizontal like stripes, right? Almost like the thickness of maybe tape, as if it was going across. And so doing some kind of horizontal stripes, and we want these to be maybe let's do 3 going one way, so 3 going top to bottom, top left to right, so just kind of cascading
diagonal?
down. Yeah, diagonal. So not super diagonal. I'm talking about maybe 20-30 degree diagonal.
One of these joints.
And so we are going to do those, maybe do 3 of them.
Okay. And when you say as thick as tape, is that in relation to like
a mental tape? I'd say make them if you're looking at your finger, maybe to the middle knuckle, or a little bit less than a middle knuckle on your finger.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never used that for a measurement, but it feels
And do they
right.
connect on the ends, or is it like just a line, and then they kind of like cap off at the edges?
Yeah, it's almost stripe, like stripe. Almost like, okay, so if you're wrapping like a Christmas present, almost like putting the ribbon around the Christmas present. So it's 3 of those kind of going at diagonals.
Okay.
So once you have those 3, we're going to do 2 that are at a steeper angle that are kind of go like behind. So we're going to create some dimension with these, and we'll put 2 that are behind those so that it creates a little bit of dimension.
Okay, I'm going to lay out these 3 real quick and then do the harsher ones.
All right. And chat, again, feel free to jump in, give some insights if there's anything going on over at Logan's screen that you feel is a little bit too different from mine as we go through.
Is it also like, are the ones that are behind it, are they going the opposite direction?
Yes.
Like the
yes.
opposite
Yeah. So
diagonal?
opposite direction. So top right to bottom left would be, and you want it at a steeper angle just so it has a little bit of, we want it to look a little haphazard. So not super symmetrical, a little haphazardness would be nice.
Okay, but not like a 45-degree angle?
I mean, you can do a 45 if you want, but I'd say like do those 2 at different kind of angles so it feels a little more haphazard.
Okay, and is it like connecting to the other one when it comes to the height? So it's almost like a banner thing going like boop, boop?
No, it's like 2 separate ones that are kind of just strung around. So from there, I know you're still working on those, but I'm going to kind of keep giving you some things.
Go for it.
So from there, in each of these, they will basically be like masks for us to put something in, if that makes sense. So they're almost frames, and we're going to kind of put something into these frames.
And would this be like kind of the full height of the square composition at this point? Like, is this the main focus?
This is the whole thing. Yeah. The entirety is these kind of ribbon stripes.
Great. Adjusting now.
Yep. I'm glad we had that clarification. So you also want to maybe do a little bit of shadowing so that you show some dimension of the top ones kind of popping off. I'm just going to come in here, and I'm in Adobe Fresco for everyone that is watching. And it's awesome with the Apple Pencil. I'm just using kind of the wide end of the Apple Pencil, and it is making it so that I can very easily make shadows, make kind of broad strokes. And maybe the stripes go edge to edge to edge. Yes. Okay, good. I'm glad that the chat is helping out and we got there. Thank you. All
Oh, they're
right.
going full width?
Oh, full width? Are you not going full width?
No. Am I
Oh,
supposed to?
let's not go full. Well, yeah, it
Okay.
should be full width.
Okay.
I'm kind of interested in what you'd be doing not full width, but let's go full width so that it bleeds off all edges. Thank you, chat. That was very helpful. All right, so let's get started in the middle front ribbon, whichever ribbon is in the middle and the front.
Okay, I'm basically just gonna hide the second thing of ribbons.
Okay, cool.
For now, I guess that's the front, so I'll label it. Yeah.
So, yes, Sam, you are supposed to be able to see both screens, so you can see what I am intending as well as what Logan is making.
Failing to transcribe.
Oh, sorry, I have not switched over. There we go. That was my bad. Thank you, Sam. So now we have my screen over here that I am working on, as well as Logan's screen, so you can see the difference as we work. I forgot to change over, so thank you for that. So this is the first episode, pilot episode. We're getting the kinks worked out. So in the middle,
kinks are great.
We are going to be doing almost like a noir moment where like it's just the light coming across someone's eyes.
Okay.
Right? Do you know that moment from like Maltese Falcon or something that they would turn
every
the
morning?
camera? Yes, every morning.
Every morning when I look in the mirror,
yes,
I get that.
Yep. Or when you're like laying in bed, right? And like there's the little sliver of like the blinds and it hits you right across. So we're going to do that crop on a kind of look of eyes.
Okay.
And it can be at the same angle as the ribbon, but we're just going to crop it into that middle ribbon. And again,
is this a human eye?
This is a human eye, yes.
Okay.
This is a human eye, yes. And
male, female.
It would be female, and we want it to be like full beat. Like we want like makeup. We want like it's not just a like noir look where they're like, oh no. It's like a stare down, like they're smizing into the camera with just like a full, like they're like all done up kind of thing.
Okay.
Yes. We don't need them a bit wavy, Juratima. My drawing is just really bad. That's the that's the thing here. So I am very much not a great drawer. And so you'll see that actually my sketch is going to be very rough, but sometimes when you're working with an art director, right, Logan, they're not the artist. And they aren't really great. They just try to communicate the idea. So we're working kind of back and forth for Logan to kind of interpret this into a better version of what I am intending here. So let's do some little eyes.
And it's both eyes, yeah.
Here. All right, how are you doing on your eyes? You're doing...
Is it both eyes?
It is. Oh, actually, you could do like an over-the-shoulder eye, or you could do both eyes.
Okay, I'm just going to do both, but I'm going to cheat. And I realize I drew on the same layer, which makes the cheating not as conducive.
There we go. Do you want ribbons to be flowy? I don't think so. No, I think that the straight sharp lines, if you guys can see the brief up there, one of the words that's in there, I think goes to the sharp lines more than the kind of flowy lines that I have. Mine just happen to be more flowy because I'm holding my iPad weird as I push buttons and do all this stuff. So this is maybe, Logan, where you can kind of just note where some of that color might come in to maybe that eyeshadow has a little bit of those pinks, the blues. And for those that don't know, let's go ahead and put some of these colors up here so you can see the colors.
We're coming back to that later, right?
Talked about. Yes, we'll come back to that. Okay, cool. And then we did like a... Cool. So yeah, we'll kind of work with those. So we have that, and then maybe in the outside, it turns into almost a crop of a scene. So if you want to put like some brick behind it or some kind of textural element to really make that stand out so that she's kind of popping off of that background.
Okay. So is there a background happening like in this banner also, or is it like so close up that it's just...
Yes, but I'd say that there could be some background. It would be nice to put it in context so it almost feels like a kind of photo. And did that? And so this is an art direction thing. Did that mess you up that I didn't tell you to do that, and I told you like close up, and now you have to like redraw basically to do a background?
There's a little bit, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, I mean, that's like what we're learning for tomorrow, essentially.
Oh, that is true. Of setting. Oh, and this is a great lesson. If you guys watch CancelCon all this weekend, our friend Voodoo Val, who was on earlier today, or maybe tomorrow, Voodoo Val talked about a hamburger of laying down the foundation and the background so that you can then build on top of it. I forgot to lay down the background for you. So that will be a great idea for tomorrow, is to make sure that we're working from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, it's also reminds me of like when I did comics, the description would kind of like go into the whole setting while also speaking to like the composition of it. Kind of like if you're reading a book and you have
Okay.
to imagine what that setting is.
All right, so we have that there. And in the ribbon, the top ribbon, we are going to have you pick. Logan, you can pick whatever you want, an adjective and a noun. Don't tell me what they are. An adjective and a noun, and those are going to go up there. And what I want is some kind of letter that feels sharp. So I want it to be tall and strong lettering, but I want it to have like a sharpness to it. And it doesn't necessarily have to have serifs. It can be like random points that are kind of popping off. It can feel like it has some dimension spike coming toward you, kind of thing. We just want.
And is it one letter?
What do you mean?
Like, is it one letter you're saying is up there, or it's like a word?
No, so yeah, you pick an adjective and a noun.
Okay.
And then those two words will go next to each other up there.
Gotcha. Okay. For some reason, I thought I was like drawing an adjective and a noun.
Oh no, sorry. You're picking the words of an adjective and a noun.
Okay.
What's an adjective? My goodness. Oops, I need to go back to black here. So I'm just gonna pick my words up here. And when I sketch in letters, I very often just do it super rough because I usually find a typeface, and then we'll fill in what that is. Logan will actually be drawing the letters because he's actually a really great lettering artist.
Whoa. I'll take it.
Whoa. All right, so we're going here. And a lot of times on my compositions as well, I will make notes to myself so that I'll just be like, hey, this needs to be these things.
Can I? Okay. And this is like, are they together or are they two separate things? Your noun and adjective. Could I make a noun that's an adjective?
Yes. It is one thing. It will become like a title almost.
That's what I'm imagining.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we want them to have again kind of these like spiky moments, not necessarily thorns, but almost like they have some kind of like fungus growing on them. Like almost like pine coney, if that helps at all, to where it has like that a little bit of sharpness. It has a little bit of like layer, so they're not just flat. How else can I help you?
Okay. I'm just trying to think of a good name.
Okay, cool. Okay, good.
Okay. And it's sharp, you said?
Yes, yeah. So it's like strong and kind of tall, like taking up most of that ribbon, but then it also is like has little like pricklies kind of on it. Like it's walked through a field that has those little like things.
Burrs on it.
Yeah, it's got little burrs on it. Yes, that's a great way to say it.
Okay.
Girotima, that does not matter in this. That is, so what we're doing is on our asset, we are doing like the key thing for the asset that we're making. So the title really doesn't matter if it's different between our two. I thought it'd be fun for me not to see it, so at the end I could see it and kind of figure it out.
Be like, what does that even mean?
Oh man, I'm trying to someone's speaking in Spanish in the chat and I'm trying to decode it, and my Spanish is not good enough for that. I'm sorry.
Behance doesn't have like auto translate?
It doesn't. So it's something about yours being more rigid, which is something that a lot of people are saying, which is what I want it to be. I see a lot of movement, maybe, which is good. That's good. We want a lot of movement and energy in
Okay,
this.
cool. Great, I'm doing it.
Yes, we're doing it.
We're gonna have to move these letters a little bit up because I made them long.
Okay. And let's go back to your screen while you do this, because I'm technically not sketching anything, so we can just see nice, big, and bold. So this is where Logan is. For those of you that are just joining us, welcome to Design in the Dark. This is a show where, yes, someone just read this. Yes, so this is a show where I am the art director. I have the creative brief, which you can see at the top of the screen up there. But our friend Logan is the artist. He does not have the creative brief at all, has no idea what we're making, and I'm trying to coach him into it. Now, the twist
I have
is...
the creative, not the brief.
I can't see his screen, so I have no idea what he's making, but you can see side by side my screen as well as Logan's screen to see what my sketch is doing, to see how Logan's interpreting my art direction versus what my sketch idea is for this product.
See if I get the job.
Yep. Yeah, this is a test. Do you have the lettering done?
Yep.
Okay.
It's good for now.
Cool. So we'll move on. So next up, let's do in the background of the other stripes.
Okay.
We're gonna do we're basically gonna do jewelry. So it's gonna be like jewelry that is following that crop. Same thing, that it feels like it has dimension to where it has like a little bit of a crop. And we're gonna do maybe a necklace in whichever one is your top one. So it can kind of
top one.
Sorry, the like highest ribbon slash.
Okay, so could that be the background one? Because
yes, sorry, the background one. Yeah, so the type is in the top one, and then in the background, one of those should be a necklace that's kind of like wrapping down.
Okay.
And
it keeps itself in that ribbon.
Yes. It can like crop out so it shows that it has a crop. Oh, no, hold on, wait. We're gonna put a background on it. Yes, I got it. We're gonna put a background on it. It is gonna have a wood kind of like a wood grain texture in the background.
Behind all of these ribbons?
Nope, just behind the necklace ribbon. Sorry. So it's almost like the necklace is laying on a table that's cropped into that.
Okay. Perfect.
See, look at us improving our communication. We're gonna be pros at this by tomorrow.
We're gonna make Mona Lisa too.
Yes. I want you to draw a woman who's like kind of smiling, and
she seems happy, but not too happy. But maybe when you think too much about it, not happy at all.
Yeah, exactly. And make it so that people will kind of question it for the rest of history. Just really hone in on that.
Create the conspiracy as to who actually made it.
Yes. So this is going to be like very like luxe and like expensive, but then at the end we want to have a like heart, almost like the Titanic necklace.
Okay.
Right? The one that like she's like, I've waited 90 years or whatever, and then she like goes to the boat and she goes, oh, when she like drops it. That necklace is what we want, if that's a reference for you, to have a little heart kind of at the end there.
Did I lose my lover on a boat?
That is, yes, that's the product that we're making.
No.
Yes,
I didn't agree to
we're
this.
making an advertisement to find your lover who you have lost on a boat. You got it. You figured it out, Logan. This? Good work.
Perfect.
All right, so maybe even on that wood, what's the kind of details of the wood that you have done?
Nothing yet, but I'm gonna do some of that like gnarly patterning. I might do it in like a different layer so I can change the color later.
Yep, and even at that, this could be something that we incorporate some of those crazy colors, because I know that you're really, really great with kind of adjusting colors to be other things, that maybe those are colors, like overflowing and like multiplying on top of each other to create that texture, but then making it those fun, funky colors.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna make them their own layer, and then when we get to color, I can just like manipulate those layers. Cool.
So the bottom one
in the back or the front?
Sorry, the front bottom ribbon.
Okay.
We are going to put any word that you want. Any word that you want. And this one, we want to be cropped so that like it's cropped into that ribbon and a little bit's being cut off.
Okay.
Okay. We want it to almost maybe think about it as if it was like a sticker. So it's like it's like a little like printed that maybe there's some edges that are weird, that it's kind of a sticker that's been slapped on there.
Like it could be on a luggage container that's been worn.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to do like like a luggage container, like even like a leathery kind of texture, something we want it to be kind of cropped in.
Perfect.
Steve Festivus Casaboom, my favorite name, is in chat, y'all.
That is
but make sure when you're working with that the like if you're doing leather, the brownness is not bleeding with whatever we do for that wood. We want to make sure that there is some kind of contrast there.
And is there a certain typeface you're imagining here, or
I'm thinking that it's kind of squatty but thick, like squatty extended, like something like if you're familiar with like Druck, almost like somebody like stepped on it.
Okay, great.
Yeah. I'm gonna draw in.
That's how I like my typefaces.
I love
Stepped on.
super squishy, stretchy type is kind of my jam. If you have eyes, they should not be just the vertical eye. They should also have the thing on top. That's an important detail for me for some reason. They should have the top and the bottom parts. Just because like the stretchiness of the letters, I feel like it gets killed when you just have a vertical eye in that. So really, like if you have eyes, give it that like super stretch on that top and bottom.
Can do.
Also, this is really fun being able to work on the iPad as well as talk to you. We haven't done any streams like this, so yeah. And chat, let me know if you love this idea. Let us know. We're going to try to do some more episodes. So let us know if you like this idea, if you think that we could do something better that would be more interesting and more engaging to you.
Where did we fail?
We're refining this and we're growing this, and hopefully Design in the Dark becomes something that we can all come together every few weeks and do.
Realizing the word I chose is far too long for this thing.
Oh boy. I should have said, choosing a small word. My lower ribbon is very small, and so I had to choose a small word.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, something that fits in there.
Do one of these. Okay, what's the next thing? I can wrap this up while you like.
Cool. So the next thing is going to be kind of crazy. Do we want to do more type, or do we want to do another illustration-y kind of thing?
I think another illustration thing. We can bounce back and forth on that.
Cool. So what we're going to do is we are going to, in whatever the other background ribbon is, we are going to do, oh boy.
Background ribbon, middle or down?
Oh, did you do 3 background ribbons?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I will.
Did I just have 2?
I will adjust for that. Nope, it's totally fine.
Okay.
Then we will have in the middle one, we will have a crop of like the lower face, so like the lip area.
Okay.
So that it will kind of be this dada to where we have the crop of the eyes and then the crop of the lip kind of under it, to where it like kind of makes a face but is a little wonky. I don't have another one, so I'm gonna draw another one in to make sure that the sketches at least.
Okay, so it's like the lips and mostly that.
Yeah, and you can do like a little side smile if you want.
Okay.
To just make it a little bit, a little sassy.
Well, you're in luck. These are all layered on top of each other in a crazy way, so
yes,
it's gonna get weird.
All right, let's do some lips here.
And luscious lips.
And again, I'm just doing really rough sketches for those of you that are like, why is this guy on the stream? He can't draw. Yeah, I know. I do. I'm very aware how bad this is, but I'm really just trying to direct these artists like Logan that are so fully capable of imagining what this idea is and really let them highlight and showcase their work.
Yeah, we were talking before this and how in different client meetings, you try to get all the participants to draw because everyone's idea is important. And a lot of people don't want to draw because they don't feel like they're artists, but it really helps get ideas across.
Yep. All right, and so behind that, again, I should have told you how close.
Ooh, environment.
How close are your lips cropped in on that one?
They're getting cropped in a weird way, but what's next?
Do you need like background?
I could use background
in the space. Okay, cool. For that one, let's do like a foliage kind of background.
Okay.
So kind of tree-ish stuff.
Exclusively cactuses.
You can, yeah, yeah.
No, I'll do trees. Broke your brain. I know. I'm just gonna do foliage.
Cool.
But then there's patterns on the foliage that's up cacti.
Ooh, fun.
No.
Even if it was like fruit that was on the foliage or something that are like little weird wonky like small things. Also, we have 25 minutes left, so that is our time period.
Oh shucks.
I'm pretty confident with how we're going so far.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
We're gonna wrap up in maybe 15-ish minutes, and then we can debrief because I love that part of talking through what happened on this.
What mistakes were made?
What mistakes were made here? So let's go ahead and on the last one, so the bottom right one, that one is just going to be a pattern, like full-on pattern.
Any type of pattern?
We want some like wiggly lines as well as some circles. And I would do some sharp things in there. So whether it's like stars or triangles, some wigglies, but then also
something that could pop a balloon.
Yes.
Great.
That's great art direction.
I need me something that can pop a balloon.
Cool. And those can be just like filled in shapes kind of floating on a pattern. How do we draw a star? There we go. Logan's is looking really awesome so far. Allison loves yours, so that's great to know.
Oh, yay.
That yours is going well over there.
It's something. I don't even know where it's going, which is kind of the fun part.
Yeah, that's why I love this idea for a show, is neither of us know what's happening or what's going on, which is usually not the way you want to go into a show. But
or a project.
Yeah, or a project, but that's the
what's
way
happening
that we're doing it today is what's happening. No one knows.
That'd be a good kid show name.
Oh yeah, what's
happening? No one knows.
Also, everyone in chat, just know that I'm realizing that I have completely gone out of the color scheme that I had talked about that is in the upper left of my screen as I've kind of talked through what we want. So just know that I've completely missed the mark on that. We're going to go back and fix it. All right. So
I, for one, am very upset.
All of your ribbons are filled in now?
Yep.
Cool. So now in the background, we are going
behind
to do
all the ribbons.
What?
Behind all the ribbons?
Behind all the ribbons.
Okay.
We are going to do a name. And this name is going to fill the complete top to bottom, side to side.
Okay.
Okay. So you can pick whatever name you want and put that in there. And that will be in the background there. It needs to still be readable, but it can be a little bit obstructed, but you still need to be able to read what the name is.
Okay.
All right, Marla, I wish you would pitch this working style to a new client, right? That would be so fun. All right, I'm going to put my name in the background here for everyone in chat.
That makes sense.
So you guys can kind of see where I'm going. And you want it to like almost be stretchy to where it looks like it was real type, but somebody just like grabbed it and stretched it vertically and stretched it horizontally. So it looks
I like that we got squish type, we got stretchy type.
Yes. And yes, Girotima, there is a cooking show like this. I actually got the inspiration from the Bon Appetit show. I think it's called Cooking Back to Back. So it's really fun because they try to cook the same dish, and I thought that idea was fun. Actually, you guys aren't doing so bad. It's quite surprising how well you're mirroring each other. Yes, Anna.
Well, that's great.
That's so exciting to hear because I thought this first episode might be a total disaster.
However, we did like a beta version of this and turned out pretty okay.
That's true. And in the beta version, I was indeed sketching on a Post-it note because I had forgotten my iPad. So this is much better. So my name that I'm picking, and I can tell you this because it doesn't really matter. Don't tell me your name because I think it'll be fun to see at the end. The name that I am picking is Yala.
It's like the new form of YOLO.
Yes. Yala Lolo. I also have not accounted for the appropriate amount of space on my letters. So we're just going to kind of fill it in and see how we can make it work. So there's the L. And let's do the
That's
A.
definitely the biggest question along this route.
It's like at a certain point, you're like, wait a minute. I did not leave space for any of these letters to go to. Spacing letters is so difficult when you're kind of just working blind.
100%. I mean, the fact that you would structure out like, here's my space, here's my lines, here's like how all of my letting is going to work. And
Yes.
then in this case, it's just like, go for it.
Yep. All right. So, man, I've been holding my iPad the whole time and just realized that I can prop it up and then work on it that way. Oh my!
But how are you going to get those beefy forms?
I know, right? So we got about 10. Actually, we got about 5 minutes. Do we want to move into color?
I think we have to.
Cool. Let's
I'm
start
just going to
moving into
finish
color.
this name and then we good.
Cool. And you do not have color on anything right now, right?
Nope.
Cool.
Not at all.
I'm going to go ahead and pop over to your screen. And that way, we basically just need to see your screen now. And so let's start popping in color because I already put color in mine and it was very bad. So we're going to do that.
Perfect.
So what you want to do is think of, we want like a bubblegum kind of pink.
Okay.
A little bit of like black, but I do like a dark gray so you can multiply it on stuff. We want a kind of a cotton candy blue. And then like a soft Barney purple. I don't know, like not Barney purple because it's too purple. But like if you had taken the Barney suit and washed it like 3 or 4 times, and like one of those was with bleach, like that kind of purple.
Okay, like worn. I've been through some stuff.
Yes.
Barney
Yeah.
purple.
Yep. Yeah. Sad Barney.
Kind of like the original Muppets movie, where everything's like a little toned down and more serious.
Exactly.
And it got like way more colorful.
Yes.
Okay.
So go ahead and do those. And what we're going to do is we want to incorporate the big things of color are on the eyes. We want those to really pop, and maybe those go from that like purple to pink to blue so that it kind of gradients up with that kind of gradient of a color. It's going to look amazing with that palette. Heck yeah, it is, Marta. There we go. Excellent art direction here.
Okay, so I got the greenish, the like bubblegum thingy.
Yep.
Or cotton candy rather.
Yep.
I got the purple. I got a pink.
And then like a
grayish,
dark gray. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And yes, Sam, sometimes you have to use senses to describe other senses. So taste, smell, touch to describe things that are visual. And so it helps me when I'm thinking about, like, oh, I want it to be a color like that dark color. I want it to be like a burnt marshmallow where it's not quite black, but it is like that kind of dark grayness, maybe a little bit brownie in there. So being able to like describe it like that, I think is helpful. So 100%. The eyes are one big thing that we want to have the color on. And then we also want that kind of two-tone maybe that it is the dark purple or one of the colors on that wood with the gray kind of making it darker, kind of multiplied on there.
Okay. Did you have an idea for the background color?
I don't.
Or is it kind of?
I think the background we could do. Actually, let's do this. Let's do the background hot pink.
Okay.
Like full on, and it can be a different pink that you're using. We want that to like pop. And the type
you're seeing
was in
neon lights from your neighboring gas station come through your apartment window.
Yes. And your name in the background is black, right?
Right now it's like a dark purple, but I'll make it black.
Oh no, dark purple's perfect. As long as there's contrast that really like pushes through everything to like pop out to the front. Here's me doing aggressive art direction with my hands for those that can see. It's just
make it pop.
Make it pop. More like
I mean, that's like you should be in an infomercial.
snap. Make it pop.
Make it pop.
Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. Make it pop. All right, and we got about 5 minutes, so we need to put some color, just maybe solid colors, or yeah, some solid colors on the other ribbons. The one with the lips, we can do some foliage that's there. Maybe that has some little like fruit elements on there. And then the shapes, just fun colors, kind of mixing those together.
Just adding some shade things in here.
Yep, and then that will be the last big thing, will be to create some dimension with those ribbons and add some shadow. So it looks like the left to right ones are kind of in the front, and then we have the middle is the right to left, kind of sloping down,
Got some
and the background with the name
happening.
has like a little bit of shadow on it too, so it feels like you're kind of looking through, almost like a web, or like a caution tape kind of thing that you're like looking through all that.
100%. Might go for a form of that same bright pink behind it.
Yes, very good.
That's it.
And after that, I think that once those things are locked in, I'm going to have you give me a recap of what's happening on your screen, and I'll try to communicate feedback back to you to see any little things that we may need to change. And just to compare for you guys, here are the two. Here's my sketch right above me that I would pass off to the artist to say, hey, I want something kind of like this. Here's the art direction that we've been doing. And Logan has created the final version of this product. And again, if you're just joining us, hi, this is Design in the Dark. Logan does not know the creative brief that is at the top of the screen, and I am trying to art direct him into creating what that product is. I cannot see his screen, so I have no idea what he's making, but hopefully once we reveal here in a second, we'll be able to have conversation to see what went right and what went wrong and what we could have communicated better. It's great because I can see just on the side, like your like color panel, that it has like the most recent colors. And like when you choose a new color, it pops up there. I'm like, oh yeah, that one.
Something's happening.
That's all that I get. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, that's the pink. Yeah, that's got it. So yes, I have little windows over everything else so that I cannot see. And if you guys love this show, again, let us know if you're enjoying it, if you want to change something, if you're like, this idea is boring. Literally no feedback will hurt my feelings. I genuinely want to know because I want you guys to be entertained and educated. So if you have any feedback for us, leave it in chat. Let us know, and we'll be back again tomorrow at the same time. This is a 2-day show. We'll be building out another product that relates to this one. And if you see up atop our asset, you'll know that there are things that we can build out related to that. So we'll be doing some more of that tomorrow. And everyone in chat, let us know where you're from. We had a lot of people from India. We've had some people from Russia. Let me know where you are in the world. I am in Riverside, California, Southern California. Logan, where are you?
I'm currently in Asheville, North Carolina.
North Carolina, across the U.S.
But we're moving to Seattle in a week.
Oh yes, come to my time zone.
Yeah, exactly.
This is great.
We can do more collaboration stuff without missing our times.
Totally gonna check out Logan's stream. This looks so good. Yes, Logan's work is amazing. You can follow him just by his name. Find his name on Instagram, and that will be there. Can we do an audience choice brief? That would be awesome. Absolutely, that's a great idea. Calvin in Australia. What part of Australia? Hello. Actually, Calvin, this is a great time to talk about it. We are doing daily creative challenges for our friends in Australia. They start not this week, but a week from today. I will be hosting them, and they will be at 7:30 p.m. our time, so it'll be in the day for you, and you'll be able to participate in daily creative challenges with me for our friends in Australia. So make sure to tune in for that. Tell your friends that we're doing it. It's going to be super, super fun. Kenya? Nice.
Whoa.
That's awesome. Over in NYC. All right, Logan, are we almost there? Can you give me a recap, and then we need to talk and debut your beautiful artwork?
Okay. So the recap, I'll just describe what I've got here so far.
Okay.
So I have text kind of like going across diagonally from the top left down, kind of hitting like 1/3 down is where my first banner ends. And then below that, have the eyes kind of in shadow lit up from this kind of like apartment setting.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a dark noirish thing going for it. And then down there's a kind of leathery text that goes across with the diagonal, but is a little off kilter.
Okay, cool.
And then the banners behind it that are now going from top right to left, I have a piece of jewelry with a heart from Titanic essentially on top of like a wooden surface. And then we have some floral things going on in the background, and then a face with lips. So it's kind of cropped in here in the middle banner.
Got it.
And then we have patterns with sharp things that can pop balloons is the third banner that goes below that.
Yep.
And then behind it, we have like a neon pink with then like a dark purple text going into it.
Cool. All right. Are you ready to debut, or do you guys still have some color that you want to add?
I think I'll do one quick thing.
Okay.
And see if it makes any sense. But I think, yeah, largely I'm doing okay with it.
I'm so excited. So this is the part of the show where I get to look at it and we debrief and talk about what went wrong, what we could have communicated better, and what happened. So I, Logan, am going to, are you ready?
I could.
All right, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to bring this over onto the regular screen so that I can see. And here we are, Design in the Dark. They debut. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Yes. Logan, it's so good. Oh my goodness. So you did a great job. Let's go ahead and put these side by side, and wow, you can really see the similarities in the two. You can't see mine, but I'll show you. I'll show you.
I believe
it. So that I can, yeah, I'll show you the difference. We actually did a very great job at communicating these two. I think the idea that we had definitely came through, especially with the eyes. You got that little over the shoulder look. It's a little sassy. I love how you've done the type in the back. So my type is stretched all the way up and all the way across. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the only thing that I would have changed as feedback and communicate a little better is like make sure that it touches the top and touches the sides. Were there any things that we communicated that you felt like really got you onto it and were like, oh man, I totally get that? And the question of all, can you guess what our client style and asset are?
Yeah, I think the things that would be like good things to know along the way is like how the banners interacted with each other initially starting off.
Okay.
Since I didn't realize it was like, oh, they go full width, and I imagine that they kind of intersected. So almost when you have a ribbon that does like this kind of thing.
Yep.
And then for the background, the fact that like I had them all like taking up most of the composition by the time we got to saying time to add text in the background, I thought like those little areas where you could see through it wasn't going to make it super legible.
Yep.
So if it was like, hey, the full thing's this, and now we're going to do stuff with it, I may have like structured it differently.
Yep. And I think tomorrow we ran into that problem a couple times that I did a bad job at communicating from the ground up. I think tomorrow when we address the next thing, we'll start with the background and then start to build on top of it. Because I very much started like at the top and then worked my way down because we were even cropping those images into the lines after the fact. Yep. And so I think that would have been very helpful. So that's great feedback. Can you guess what our client style or asset is? And then I will read you our brief.
I'm going to assume it is some sort of like band album cover.
Yes,
that's
it is an
like
album
a
cover.
Band that has a noirish thing. So whether or not it's like a punkish band or like a ska band or something.
Okay. Yep. And who is the client? Can you describe maybe the client a little bit?
I would assume it would be like the record label for this.
Yes, that is 100% right. The record label is the correct answer. Good work. And the style of this music for this artist or the style that we were working in, can you guess any of the keywords of the style?
I would assume I don't want to just like generally say alt rock. It's kind of like alt punk or like an alkaline trio kind of vibe potentially.
Okay. Yes,
maybe.
Close. Yeah, so the style is pop edgy. So pop punk edgy. Okay. So almost like a bubblegum punk kind of thing. So yeah, like kind of like I think of like Good Charlotte meets Taylor Swift is kind of the zone. So let me go ahead and read you the brief so that you can get caught up on what we did. The client was a new record label that's bringing in the hottest new pop talent, trying to expand their market to a younger audience and catch people's eyes. So the style is an edgy pop kind of feel that feels rebellious and almost a little punk. They want a little bit of an anime vibe, but not stylized, right? So I think that's where I wanted to get that close eye crop with the mouth crop, is that kind of like Phoenix, what is it? The like
Phoenix, right?
That it like crops in. And so then the asset is we're building an album cover for the new artist and need the name and the artist of the album to be featured. For your reference, Logan, my artist was named Yala. My album was Running Red, and my label name was Rigid. Could you describe what your artist name was, what the album is, and what the label was?
So I guess the question there is the first banner the album title or the artist?
Yes, it is the album title. The artist is the name in the background.
Okay. So yeah, Plush Kettle is apparently the album title.
Plush Kettle is, and I love that, like, we talked about it being spiky, and it kind of went into this, like, because it's plush, it's almost like a felty.
Yeah, it's like a Muppet.
Yes, it's a Muppet. It's Muppet type, yes. And then your album, or your label name is Kangaroo. And I love the direction that you really got there. Is I wanted to try to get you to almost make it a logo that was cropped in there, so it wasn't just type. And I love that you cropped it out and then put it in that shape, because it really made it feel like a logo.
And it's weird that it kind of has this vibe of like Rhino Records.
Oh yeah,
How it had that like red with white that was kind of like off kilter.
Yep.
And then my band name is just Sasha !
Heck yeah, Sasha, that's it. She is the pop, edgy punk princess. When we were doing the brief, I was like, we want it to be a little bit of Chromatica, but like not so sci-fi. And so I think we kind of got that. Especially with the color scheme, this is totally what I was talking about, kind of having those brights. I think as far as feedback and art direction, I would like maybe multiply some more things, incorporate that kind of two-tone interactions that you like to do in your work. And then I would maybe add some texture and some like maybe pattern dimension slightly to the background. But I didn't communicate that at all. That would just be my first round of feedback on this project. But yeah, overall, we did pretty great. How was the experience for you? Did you have fun?
Yeah, it's super fun every time.
Yes.
Like our super early test one was super fun, and then this one's super fun. It's just like a whole new creative way of drawing something where I'll sit down and just want to draw for myself and be like, I'll just start with these shapes and stuff and see where it goes. But the fact someone's kind of like prompting me to do it causes me to just kind of like roll with it and play with my own playground here, which is super cool.
Yeah, that's super fun. So we'll be back tomorrow at the same time, same place. We'll be doing another one, and Logan, I'll give you a little clue. We will be staying with the artist known as Sasha for her album Plush Kettle, and making some more stuff for our record label Kangaroo. So we'll come back and revisit this, so make sure you save it. We'll revisit it tomorrow to talk about this album that's coming out, and we will be making some more assets that are related to this idea, which will be really, really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And let's go ahead and, oh gosh, I had something else that I wanted to say. Yes, let us know, chat, if you have any feedback from this show. Again, it is our pilot episode, so we're trying it out. If you love it, let us know. If you love it, tell your friends. I'm going to reference that for the rest of my life. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Coming up next is no one. We're closing out the day, but you can join us back tomorrow on behance.net/live. We are here from, I believe, 9 a.m. to about 3:30, which is almost right now. And if you want to, go ahead and subscribe. Yes, thank you, Sam, on Behance. If you click through, you can follow either of us on Behance, or you can follow us on Instagram if you like, either of those platforms. And make sure, especially if you're in Australia, any of our friends in Australia, New Zealand, I'm starting daily creative challenges for our friends in Australia and New Zealand starting next Monday. So remember that, mark your calendars. I'm sure you'll get an email about it. Subscribe to the Australia channels, and it is going to be a fun time. We are learning Adobe Illustrator daily challenges through an 80s workout video. So that's our theme for the next one. 80s workout. It's going to be really,
that's my favorite kind of workout.
Yes, I have I'll give you a little preview. I've got my wig here. So we went full on for this one, guys. So make sure you show up, tune in, and subscribe to behance.net/live. We're here every day. So thank you so much for joining us for Design in the Dark, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.